At the COP28 Eco Summit held in Dubai, King Charles conveyed a powerful message to global leaders, emphasizing the shared responsibility to protect the Earth for future generations. His address underscored the urgency of collaborative efforts among nations to combat climate change, recognizing the impact it will have on his grandchildren's lives in 2050. King Charles, renowned for his extensive environmental advocacy, highlighted the imperative for collective action, stressing that the consequences of inaction or inadequate measures on climate change would profoundly affect the upcoming generations. While not mentioning his grandchildren, George, Charlotte, Louis, Archie, and Lilibet, by name, he emphasized that they would bear the repercussions of the world's present actions or inactions. Being the sole foreign head of state invited to speak at the summit due to his long-standing commitment to environmental causes, King Charles articulated the need for transformative action. Despite acknowledging some progress, he cautioned that substantial changes were required as the perils of climate change were no longer distant risks. In his speech, the monarch underscored how human activities have pushed nature into perilous and unexplored territories, calling for a shift towards initiatives that nurture and prioritize nature. COP28 marked a significant juncture where nations would assess the progress made since the signing of the Paris Agreement in 2015. However, apprehensions loomed over the potential outcomes, with concerns that the summit might not yield positive results. Expressing deep concern, King Charles highlighted the escalating levels of carbon dioxide and methane in the atmosphere, signaling the urgency to alter current trajectories. He drew attention to the alarming phenomena witnessed globally, such as cyclones devastating island nations, wildfires engulfing Europe, and unprecedented floods in Asia, as clear manifestations of ongoing climate change. The Paris Agreement's objective of limiting the global temperature rise to 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, with aspirations to cap it at 1.5 degrees Celsius, remains a crucial benchmark. Nevertheless, the United Nations warnings about an impending catastrophic 3 degrees Celsius increase by the century's end under current climate policies demand urgent action. The king urged leaders to address 5 pivotal questions during the summit, emphasizing that the decisions made in the coming days held the world's hope. These questions pertain to uniting public and private organizations against climate change, securing finances for sustainable development, accelerating innovation, devising long-term strategies, and crafting an ambitious vision for the future. The summit, running from its inauguration until December 12, saw the UK government pledge £1.6 billion for international climate change projects. Notably, a £60 million contribution to a fund for the world's most impoverished nations, aimed at mitigating loss and damage caused by climate change, was announced. King Charles, delivering his first speech at COP28 as king, previously inaugurated COP26 in Glasgow in 2021 and COP21 in Paris in 2015. He concluded his address by highlighting the pivotal opportunity at hand, urging ambitious and imaginative actions while acknowledging the urgency of the impending climate emergency. Emphasizing the profound impact on future generations, the king urged immediate action to safeguard the planet, stressing that our shared future hinges on practical and concerted efforts. He invoked the interconnectedness emphasized in indigenous worldviews, highlighting the necessity of maintaining harmony with nature, a fundamental aspect of sustaining life on Earth. The core message of the speech resonated with a profound truth. The Earth does not belong to us, we belong to the Earth. Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Foreign Secretary Lord Cameron, Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer, along with other dignitaries like Shadow Foreign Secretary David Lammy and Shadow Climate Change Secretary Ed Miliband, were present at this impactful summit. Prior to delivering his opening address, the king engaged in bilateral discussions with influential figures like the Emir of Qatar, Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, and the President of Israel, Isaac Herzog. Notably, meetings with French President Emmanuel Macron and President Lula of Brazil, who would preside over COP30 in Belém in 2025, were also on his agenda. Throughout his visit to Dubai, the king emphasized peace-building efforts in the region through various discussions, including meetings with the presidents of Nigeria, Guyana, and the United Arab Emirates. acknowledging the significance of the invitation extended by the UAE as the host nation and at the behest of the British government. Aides expressed His Majesty's deep appreciation. During an interaction with students at a Dubai campus, the King expressed his gratitude, affirming to Lord Cameron, "I would not have missed it for the world." Later, indigenous tribes from Brazil presented him with a handmade decorated wooden bird, symbolizing biodiversity. Junia Wapakana conveyed her gratitude for the King's contributions towards protecting the Amazon's biodiversity. However, despite noble intentions, there arose concerning news among environmentalists. COP28 was anticipated to be the largest and potentially most polluting event of its kind, based on official projections. With over 104,000 official delegates attending the summit and an estimated additional 400,000 participants joining related events in the United Arab Emirates, experts predicted unprecedented emissions. The surge in attendees, predominantly arriving by air in the oil and gas-rich Gulf country, was poised to significantly surpass emissions from prior years. Scientific calculations indicated that a return economy commercial flight from the UK to Dubai might generate approximately 1.3 tons of CO2 per passenger, with private jets emitting over 9 times this amount. Nevertheless, climate experts argued that despite the substantial emissions produced by the event, the overarching goal to curb global warming through commitments to reduce emissions justified these temporary environmental setbacks. Richard Black, representing the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit, emphasized the potential emission cuts resulting from agreements made at previous summits. He highlighted that the emission reductions from those agreements could significantly outweigh the carbon footprint of the current summit. For instance, commitments to triple renewable energy deployment by 2030 could potentially avert 7 billion tons of CO2 emissions this decade, equivalent to about 20 years of UK emissions. A COP28 spokesperson reassured that the summit aimed to demonstrate sustainability by organizing a carbon-conscious and environmentally sustainable event. King Charles II addressed an assembly of dignitaries, expressing gratitude for the opportunity to speak at a significant event, acknowledging the urgency of the moment for addressing critical global issues. He highlighted the historic significance of previous initiatives like the Paris Agreement and emphasized the pressing need for genuine, transformative actions to address challenges like climate change, warning about the alarming signs of ecological crisis. Drawing attention to the persistent rise in carbon dioxide and methane levels despite some progress, King Charles emphasized the devastating impact on vulnerable communities worldwide. He cited instances of natural disasters like cyclones, floods, and wildfires, underlining the urgency for substantial action to protect those most affected. He stressed the need to restore nature's balance, cautioning against our increasingly frequent disregard for the ecological norms. King Charles urged for a shift towards a zero-carbon, nature-positive future, acknowledging the criticality of the decisions made during the gathering and calling for collaborative efforts across various sectors. The King posed several pivotal questions for consideration, emphasizing the need to strengthen multilateral organizations and enhance collaboration between public, private, philanthropic, and NGO sectors. He highlighted the importance of redirecting finances towards sustainable development and away from harmful practices, promoting innovation, renewable energy, and industry transitions towards a nature-positive future. Additionally, King Charles encouraged the formulation of a visionary approach for the next century, leveraging the collective ingenuity of societies, especially the contributions of young people, artists, engineers, communicators, and indigenous peoples, to envision a sustainable future in harmony with nature. He underscored the gravity of the present moment, urging ambitious, imaginative, and urgent action, emphasizing the intergenerational impact of decisions made today. King Charles emphasized the interconnectedness of all life forms and the imperative of maintaining harmony with nature, quoting the indigenous worldview that emphasizes our belongingness to the earth rather than the earth belonging to us. In summary, King Charles II's speech emphasized the urgent need for immediate action, stressing the interconnectedness of all life and the responsibility to preserve harmony with nature for a sustainable future. Dear friend, If you like everything new about the royal family and don't want to miss all the novelties, subscribe to our channel and like it. By doing so, you take part in our development. We work for you.